Hello class, my name is Audrey Benziger, and this is my educational leader interview. To begin, for my introduction, to the left is my Aunt Jen. She also goes by Mrs. Calloway in her second grade classroom at Redding Christian School in Redding, California. And there's me on the right. I'm Audrey, and I'm a future kindergarten teacher and student at Arizona State in early education. And our interview was conducted over text because we live far away from each other on September 4th of this year. So her role in her classroom. For my Aunt Jen, a typical day for her is she arrives at school around 7:15 and gets her classroom ready for the day. She opens the doors for students and parents, and according to her, the chaos begins. They start class at 8 a.m. and start in reading groups for an hour. Recess is at 9:15, and while students are playing, my aunt gets set up for math, answers emails, writes her co-teacher, and uses the bathroom. They do math, language arts, and spelling before lunch. She gets about 15 to 20 minutes to eat and use the restroom, and then she teaches science to both her class as well as another second grade class. She teaches Bible, and then the students have PE. After this, she works on planning and correcting papers. She cleans her classroom, meets with the admin, and talks with coworkers until about 4 p.m. And here's a nice little picture of one of her earlier classes. For her responsibilities, they are to assess, analyze, and teach each student as they are needed, to show them how much she loves her students, to teach them how to be emotionally healthy and have positive peer interactions, to assess and document academic growth, to get each student the support they need, to clearly communicate with parents and coworkers, to keep her class clean, welcoming, and not distracting, and to protect her students at all costs. And here's a nice little art piece that someone did. There will be more to come, trust me. For leadership style, my aunt's leadership style is optimistic. She lives by the mantra of fair, fun, and firm. She finds that having a good relationship with students first will lead them to have respect for her and will want to follow her directions. By being optimistic, she can connect with the students and create relationships with them, which shows her dedication. According to EQ from the Inside Out, Breakthrough Tools and Ideas for Living a Fulfilling Life, optimists can persevere in the face of obstacles and hardships, perhaps telling themselves, I know it will get better. She is clear with her expectations and consistent with her boundaries and discipline. And here's a nice little picture of one of her earlier classes. She's right here on the left. This was at one of the fire stations in our area. Data-driven decision-making. My educator uses data to make decisions by reading fluency scores, comments from first grade teachers about students' needs because she teaches second grade, observation and examples are going to be in the photos, and daily assessments. So after noticing areas of weaknesses, my aunt and her coworker plan a time to address those concepts in their day. The first picture right here is a student named Jess practicing writing spelling at the beginning of the week. And the second picture shows Jess later practiced them again with those who needed more practice. For learning experiences provided for others, my aunt believes that learning should be fun and offer many different modalities. They will go outside for an activity, watch videos, use manipulatives, or any other strategy that will help engage the learners. From there, they can build knowledge on top of experience. One example of a manipulative that my aunt made for her class was making a theme of camping for a lesson that she was teaching her class. And these pictures are her little decor for the little camping week that she conducted, and there's her dog JJ that likes to visit the class as well. For assessment and evaluation of others, my aunt evaluates her learners so that they can get to a mastery level through weekly assessments and close observation during lessons daily. One example was a student named Gracie who was having trouble retaining math problems. My aunt found that every time she would be taught a new math concept, she would forget how to do the problems. By this observation from my aunt, Gracie was able to get one-on-one help from a teacher's aide and was able to learn strategies to help her remember new information. Leaders' use of optimism. As stated before, my aunt is a very optimistic person as well as a teacher. My aunt is the type of person who can have a sense of self-efficiency, bounce back from failures. She approaches things in terms of how to handle them, rather than worrying about what can go wrong. She's currently using optimism as they are beginning the new school year and are noticing very low academic levels. Instead of freaking out and being overwhelmed, my aunt said that she is gathering her resources. They have parent volunteers, reading fluency teachers, and differentiated instruction that will help support each learner individually. Here's another wonderful little piece of artwork. How the leader advocates for others. My aunt prioritizes meeting with parents and has hard conversations when their child needs support. This is another wonderful example of optimism because optimists see opportunities where others dread and moan about failure and dealing with the consequences and corresponding emotional pressures. Last year, my aunt had a student who showed several signs of ADD, and my aunt and her co-teacher gathered the information for meeting with the parents. The parents objected to any sort of medical diagnosis, but they were able to make changes in the classroom to best support that student. They always had him sit at the front of the class, and he was allowed to sit on the carpet if needed. The rules are never solid, according to my aunt. Each child gets what they need. If a student works better while lying on the carpet, then so be it. So in conclusion, interviewing my Aunt Jen was something that I should have done years ago. She was the person who inspired me to become an educator. I never knew that she constantly evaluates her students during lessons and throughout the day. She inspired me to always think outside the box for lessons when I become a teacher and to try to make every day a new experience for the students. She has inspired me to create an environment in my future classroom that will make the students inspired to learn and happy. And here's a wonderful picture to end this presentation. This is my aunt's students in her 5th year of being a 2nd grade teacher. This is my older cousin Kaylin and her friends. And that's my presentation. Here's my references. Thank you.